Welcome to Richmond, British Columbia. The Richmond Ravens are set to take on the Vancouver Angels. Ravens looking for some ice repair after a rigorous practice by the figure skating team here earlier today, creating a whole bunch of holes in the ice in front of the nets. The ice crew did the best they could, but now the referee and the officials are trying to clean things up here. Ravens are now going to separate up through their tier, and we're going to see whose starting lineup is. Babcock obviously going to take the net. It's the only goaltender on the team, and working their way to the center ice is our starting lineup. It looks like we're going to have Sear, Miguel, Fernandez, McDonald, and Amadei also for the Richmond Ravens. And yeah, we're going to set the score here. Let's make some play to center ice, and the puck is dropped by face-off one. It goes over to the Ravens defender, played up the wall, picked up by the Vancouver team before the Ravens get control of it. Ravens put it back into the Vancouver zone, and they get chased. Vancouver around behind the net, and it comes back out to the blue line. From the blue line, a shot towards the net. First save made. Rebound the side of the net, and the puck is loose in front. They're saying it's saved, and the whistle goes, stopping play with 14 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the period. Coming out on the ice is a bit of a defensive change. There's Macy works their way out there, and David face off to the left side of the Vancouver goaltender deep in the Vancouver zone. Puck drop. Miguel with battling for it. She gets some help. The shot right on, saved by the goaltender. The puck gets tipped in behind the net. Now gets reversed around behind the net. Over to the far side. Now the play comes back up out into the neutral zone as Vancouver makes their way up ice. It gets onto a Raven stick. The Ravens stick it to the middle. Ball on the far side, or near side. Now Hernandez gets it out to the middle, and the Ravens dump it in as they go for a change. Puck in the corner down in the Vancouver zone before it makes its way up the near wall and into the neutral zone. Onto the stick of David, who goes across the ice over to the far side looking for Basquet. She's going to touch that one in deep as the puck goes in behind the Vancouver goal line. Vancouver touches up on that, and Basquet gets a stick on it. Now from behind the net, it comes back to the side, from the side of the net, back in behind. Now back over to the corner on the far side. From the far side, back out to the middle and into the neutral zone. On to Morin's stick. Morin with it. She passes it D to D. And now back to Morin. Morin goes across ice. That's onto a Vancouver stick, but Ravens turn it back the other way as they were just one stride away. Vancouver retreats back into their own zone and now in behind their own net. Tried to set up from behind their own net because taken away by the Ravens. Ravens back out to the blue line. From the blue line, walking the blue. Morin takes a shot towards the net. That hits a body and goes over to the wall on the far side. Off the wall and into the neutral zone. The Ravens now pick it up. It goes to Morin and back to a defensive partner, Sear. Sear goes up the wall on the far side. They get through the first two players and then into the Vancouver zone. Vancouver collecting it into their zone. Now they put it off the wall. Ravens try to hold it on side, unable to do so. They have to cut it back up. Puck gets turned over back by the Ravens in the neutral zone again, and now it goes in. Kay by herself on the near side. Works her way in with some speed. She tries to center it. That's picked off by a Vancouver player. They take it over into the corner. Ravens now with it, has it on her stick. She's going to put it up, play it in behind the net as it comes around to the far side. The Vancouver team gets control of it. They lose a handle on it as the Ravens get a shot towards the net. The goaltender puts it over into the corner on the near side. From the near side back out to the point. And now into the neutral zone. Waiting for the neutral zone is Sear. She's going to pick that up and come to her deep partner, Nishi. Nishi with it. Sorry, that was Amadei to Nishi. And Nishi forward looking for McDonald. McDonald drops it there for Tran. Tran battling for it now. She gets some help there from, I think that was Kay. And now Kay dumps it in deep. And the play continues over on the far side. Vancouver with it to the neutral zone. They work their way into the Raven zone. And now right towards the net. Puck gets turned back the other way. Ravens unable to get to the blue line. Now gets on the stick of Tran. Tran works her way out to the neutral zone. Tran hits center ice and dumps it in. Goes for a change. Puck in behind the goal line. It goes over into the corner. And now from the corner on the wall, it turns over. Ravens put it towards the net. That hits the body in front. And that gets turned back the other way. A battle ensues in the corner for it. And now Vancouver gets control of it. Vancouver with it on their stick. They're going to take it up the wall. Now Ravens step in on that one. And a good forecheck now from the blue line. It's brought towards the net. Saved by the goaltender. Comes over into the corner. Ravens put it back to the blue line on the near side. David with it on the stick. He's going to skate in and now put it towards the net. It's tipped high over the net. From the far side, the Ravens pick it up and walk in behind the net. Now the play comes back to the blue line. From the blue line, a shot towards the net. That hits the body and goes just wide. Now the play down into the corner on the far side. Ravens battling with three white jerseys as Vancouver comes out with it. Vancouver chips it around over to the near side. From the near side, the play goes along or out into the middle. And the Ravens now get a stick on that and keep it down low. Play in behind the Vancouver net. It comes around to the near side. Now chipped out into the neutral zone. The puck's going to come all the way down. There's a race for it as David gets it on her stick. She turns and fires it back up the wall onto Hernandez. So Fernandez can't get all of that. Now she comes back and picks it up as she completes her pass. It goes over to the far side. And through the neutral zone, Fernandez works her way over into the Vancouver zone. Play continues in Vancouver's end. The Ravens have control of it deep in the zone. Play goes around the far neutral zone. As they come through the neutral zone, they cut to the middle, and now they're called offside with one too many moves crossing the blue line. Face off will come outside the zone. We got 10 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the first period. Miguel to take the face off just outside the Ravens blue line. Face off is dropped. The puck is brought to the outside. Ravens chip it forward, and now it goes across ice and into the Ravens zone. They chip it up ice. Just hit that button. Or face off just outside the Ravens zone on the far side. We had a volunteer step in to take over the camera. Thank you to Morin. Puck back on Morin's stick there. She's going to turn back in behind her net as she's being chased from behind the net. She's going to use that for her protection. Cuts to the outside with some speed as she breaks it through the neutral zone. Morin chips it down deep as it was zone. Then the other way, it's on one of their sticks as they carry it up into the neutral. You're going to see this 0 kilobytes per second. There we go. All right, looks like we're having some problems with the Wi-Fi here. If we have a continued problem, we'll try and jump over onto the cell service. It's not much better in this rink, and apologies to those who are trying to watch from home. Puck is working its way along the Richmond Ravens in the zone. It gets in the high slot, now forced to the outside by the Ravens defenders. Play continues on the wall as there's a battle. There's at least 3 white jerseys and 2 red ones in there now, and it comes out to the point. From the point, they try to make a pass across, and now into the slot. From the slot, it gets onto the stick of the Ravens. They're unable to clear. Now over to the wall on the far side. From the far side, the Ravens get a stick on that, but it stays in the zone. Now to the side, into the corner. The Ravens try to pick it up. Vancouver are doing a great job of putting pressure on the hole to keep. Now the Ravens get it out. It gets to the blue line, held by the defender. She's going to try and pass it across the zone over D to D, and now shot towards the net into a shooting position, and that's going to bounce around in front of the net. A couple of side Babcock to hold it out, and that comes back out to the point. From the point, the Ravens have it. They're going to try and eat it in the corner, but get triple team there. Now the Ravens get some help. And the whistle goes, and the Ravens able to get a much-needed change. There's players on for at least a minute and a half. They're dead tired. Face off to the right side of Babcock. Puck is to the wall, run one by the Vancouver team. It gets past them, though, and now the Ravens are going to carry it up. Tran with it on her stick. Tran works her way into a shooting position. Her shot fans, but Ravens battling for it. Sierra works her way towards the net. Now a wraparound attempt, and the puck comes out the near side as Macy is looking to score, standing on the blue line. Now the Vancouver team clears it down ice. We're trying a different feed source from going to cellular service here. We apologize for the play jumping in and out. Unfortunately, it's not something we have a lot of control over, so we'll try this to see if it's better. Face off to the left side of the Vancouver goaltender. Miguel out to take the face off. Got the drop face off one by Miguel. She puts it back towards the blue line. Ravens have to jump on top of that. There's some pressure there. And now Cabana with it. Cabana with the backhand. Can't get it by the Vancouver defender. Now it gets out into the neutral zone. Vancouver carries it forward briefly before Miguel gets a stick on it. Now it turns over again in the neutral zone as Cabana has it. Cabana works it around down the near side. So the Cabana fights off the track, and now she tries to drive the net. She gets pushed to the outside. Now the puck comes back to Cabana. She puts it off of her foot, back to her stick, and now she's going to double around behind the net. Cabana fighting off the check, and now she tries to put it out front. That's off of a body and over into the corner on the far side. It comes back to the point there now. The Ravens have it. That's Basquiat with it. Basquiat working her way along the blue line. Her pass across, and now it goes down low for Cabana. Cabana back to the blue line as the Ravens are doing a great job of passing the puck around. Here comes the Basquiat on the near side. Basquiat back to the blue line. Now back to Basquiat on the near side. Basquiat loses a handle on it as Miguel gets a stick on that one to try and keep it in down low. Puck from down low is on Cabana's stick. Cabana has to battle off the first check, and now the second is Miguel works it back into traffic. Play coming onto the Vancouver stick as they work their way up the ice now through the neutral zone and into the Ravens' end. Now they get it through the first player, and Babcock's going to dive on top of that. It gets underneath her, though, underneath her glove, and play continues. Now back to the blue line, from the blue line. The Vancouver defender works their way towards the middle. Vancouver with lots of room there as they put it back to the blue line, and now from the blue line, shoots towards the net. It goes well wide and out the far side. Picked up there by the Ravens, and the Ravens unable to clear it, though, as they had a little bit of room, but I think they're getting a little bit gassed as well. Now on the stick of Miguel. Miguel, she makes sure that she tries to get it out of the zone. Now picked up by Vancouver. They walk their way in, and they get past Babcock on the short side as they took advantage of a tired Ravens line. 13:52 remains in the second period. Ravens now 2-1. Trying to take things off for the Richmond Ravens. It's a drop face off one by the Ravens back to their goaltender, or back to their defender. It goes D to D, and now the Ravens looking up ice with it. It ends up coming back to them, and now over to McDonald. McDonald unable to handle that pass as it gets fired back down to the Ravens zone. Ravens go up the wall onto a Vancouver stick, and now it's back to the Ravens forward. Play bounces around there, and now Vancouver has it. It comes out into a shooting position and to the side of the net where Babcock dies on top of that one and gets a stoppage in play with 13 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the second period. Faceoff should be to the right side of Babcock. Puck is dropped. It goes back to the blue line. Now back down low. Ravens put some pressure on as Vancouver has control of it right now. Vancouver walking out to the side of the net now into a shooting position. It gets underneath of a couple of players, and now underneath, coming out of that is Tran with the puck. Tran cuts to the outside. Now she tries to drive to the net. Tran meets two players. She gets angled to the outside. Now a penalty coming up, and it's going to be against Tran. It's going to be 2 minutes, and slashing is the call. So the Ravens go to the penalty kill with 12 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in the period. Leading 2-1. Face off the left side of Babcock. Fernandez out to take the face off. Puck is dropped. Face off one by Vancouver onto a Ravens stick, though, and the Ravens make sure they get it all the way down ice. Sear putting some pressure on deep in the Vancouver zone, trying to make sure that they put a little bit of pressure on the Vancouver team. Vancouver with some speed up the near side as they work their way into the Raven zone. They're going to stop up as they set up. And now the play goes into the corner, back to the point. Vancouver goes across ice, and now a shot towards the net. Blocked there by Sear. Sear trying to get away. Sear's going to carry it in. Now Sear has it on his stick. She tries to drive the net. Shot saved by the goaltender. Back on Sear's stick, and Sear's going to eat it deep behind the net. It gets cried out from her feet and now comes over to the near side. And in with it is Miguel. Miguel back to the blue line. Puck bounces though, but shot towards the net. Now tipped just in front, but picked up by the defender. Vancouver defender has some pressure on her. She puts it in her own player's feet, and now Miguel gets it on her stick briefly before Vancouver gets control of it. Ravens fire it back deep as they're going to hold it down low, and the Vancouver team has to come pick it up. Ooh, they're shot right on there, and the goaltender had to be sharp as the pass goes off of the Vancouver defender and into the goaltender. Now Vancouver gets it down deep in the Raven zone as they go for a change. They're going to pick it up, though, from behind the net and now look to set it up with 33 seconds remaining in the period, or the penalty. Vancouver down low, bow back out to the blue line. From the blue line, it goes D to D, and now from the point, it gets a shot. It hits a body in front. Babcock has to be sharp on that one as the puck bounces around and high in the air, and she holds it from going in the net. 21 seconds remains in the power play for the Vancouver Angels. Ravens unable to win that face-off. The puck comes back to the blue line on the Vancouver defender's stick. She's going to put it over to the far side. Now from the far side, back to the point. From the point, there's a shot through traffic. It's tipped. And goes wider than I think Babcock made the save on that one. Ravens unable to clear it out. They had it on their stick briefly, but they took a funny hop off the wall. And now we're 5-on-5 as Strand comes out of the box. Ravens still battling to get control of the puck on the side of the net. It ends up underneath Babcock, who holds onto that one. And we get a stoppage in play. With 10 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the second period, Ravens ahead 2-1. Hernandez out to take the face-off for the Richmond Ravens. Puck is dropped, face-off won by the Ravens. They're going to carry it in behind the net. Now they go on the wall on the far side. Macy making a couple of moves, and she has pressure on her. She finds an open winger on the near side as it gets chipped forward. And now after it is Hernandez. Hernandez with a shot, and it goes off all the posts and out. I think that one was in, to be honest with you, but the ref calls it as no goal. It definitely hit a crossbar and a post and took a funny hop when it came out. At any rate, the play continues as the puck is deep in the Ravens zone. Ravens pass it around to the far side. It ends up on a Vancouver stick, and now Macy has it on her stick. Macy's going to skate it forward. She gets it into the neutral zone before she loses the handle on it. Now she gets some help there from Hernandez. Hernandez looking for Macy. Macy now, she's going to fight off a check, but she loses the handle on it. Now Hernandez battling for it. Hernandez trying to get it out. Ends up on a Vancouver stick. Vancouver gets held to the outside by Sear. Macy tries to go through some feet, and it's on the Vancouver stick and back to the blue line. Ravens from the blue line take a shot. It bounces through Macy there. Now back out to the point. Sear's going to get a stick on that. And now last man back is the Richmond Ravens. Sear. She's going to chip it to the outside, and it stays. Sorry, that was Morin. Now the play goes across and into the neutral zone. From the neutral zone back into the Ravens zone. Over for Morin from Sear. Morin forward looking for, I think that's Hernandez. Hernandez puts it back deep over looking for McDonald. McDonald picks it up off the wall. Now she stops up from behind the net. She tries to pass it into. Now it's on Tran's stick. Tran with a shot right on, saved by the goaltender. It goes up out of play. 9 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the second period. Ravens ahead 2-1. Face off deep in the Vancouver zone. Tran would take the face off. Puck is dropped. Face off won by the Vancouver team. They're going to bring it around. They stop up, and now the Ravens jump up on top of that one to try and hold it in. It ends up on Kay's stick. Kay from a sharp angle tries to shoot it. It hits a stick and goes wide of the net. Now chipped off the wall, walking in on that one, reading the plays. McDonald jumps over a stick to make sure she didn't get tripped down, but the play continues as the puck comes over to the near side. Now Vancouver goes out 3 wide as they come into the Raven zone. From the deep in the zone, they shoot it on net, and Babcock's going to save that one. I think it was wide anyway, but she holds on to that one. We're going to get a change in the guard there as the Ravens send 5 new players off the bench. 8 minutes and 39 seconds remains in the second period. Face off to the right side of Babcock. Puck is dropped, face off one by Vancouver. They come to the point with it, and the shot through the traffic. It goes wide of the net, and it goes over to the far side as the Ravens clear it to the outside. Now the Ravens have it on their stick. They're going to try and put it out to the middle. It gets read by the Vancouver team as it gets turned over. And now Vancouver has it. They're going to fire it back into the Ravens zone. It goes in behind the net and around to the far side. Ravens pick that up, and they carry it around. Ravens go off the wall. It comes back out to the neutral zone all the way down ice. Vancouver picks it up in their end, and they put it off the wall, looking for the headman forward. It's going to go careen along the wall and all in behind the Ravens goal line. Now the Ravens battling for it. They try to put it back out to the middle. A bit of a foot race there as Basquet's on her way up the ice. It gets picked up by the defender. Basquet continues to put pressure on. Now she gets some help from Cabana. Vancouver reverses the play over to the near side. From the near side, Hernandez goes back to the blue line. From the blue line, a shot towards the net. That's saved by the goaltender as it kicked to the outside. Now it comes out the other side. Ravens jump up on top of that one. Amade, she keeps the play in, but it looks like she hurt her arm. Play continues as the puck comes out into the neutral zone. Now into the Ravens end. Ravens holding the player to the outside. It gets chipped towards the net. Babcock is going to hold on to that one as the puck trickled in on her. 7:14 remaining in the second period. Ravens ahead 2-1. The face-off to the right side of Babcock. Miguel will take the face-off for the Richmond Ravens. Ref is saying that they have to change up the defender for Vancouver. There's a delay there. I think he has a speed problem. Now the face-off won by the Ravens. It goes across the ice and around over to the far side. Macy with a chip play to get it down ice, and now Macy looking their way up. Macy has the back check around her. She loses the handle on it. Now it comes back into the corner. From the corner, the Vancouver tries to clear it around. It's on Sears' stick. Sears tried to put it out front. Didn't quite get there. Now it comes over to Macy on the near side. Macy back to the blue line. From the blue line, David has it. David shoots it on net. Saved by the goaltender. 6 minutes and 49 seconds remains in the second period. Ravens ahead 2-1. Face off to the right side of the Vancouver goaltender. Hernandez out to take the face off. Puck is dropped. Face off one cleanly by Ravens. It's on Macy's stick. Macy tips it into the corner. Hernandez in after it. Hernandez with it on her backhand tries to put it out front for Macy. He ends up on a Vancouver stick, and now she's coming back the other way. Vancouver over to the near side. Now they cut to the middle with the bob and a weave, and now they lose a handle on it as it ends up on a Ravens stick. Ravens hit the blue line, but stays in. Hits a couple of players before it gets on the David stick. David trying to lead pass for Macy. Macy just a little bit in front of the play, unable to pick up the player, and now the Ravens get control of it, and they're going to carry it up ice. The Ravens battling for it. Unable to continue in, though. They lose a handle on it. Now it goes back the other way. Chipped in deep in the zone. It goes over to the far side. David in after it. David stops up, and she gets it in the corner. And now with lots of pressure, the Vancouver team gets it out to the blue line. It gets in the feet of the player, and now the Ravens are trying to get control of it. And it's going to be called offside against Vancouver. We get a stoppage in play with 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the second period. 2-1 is the score. Face-off just outside the Ravens zone. Tran to take the face-off. Puck is dropped. Face-off won by Tran over to the wall, looking for Kay. Kay just a little bit ahead of the play. Now comes back to the defender for Vancouver. Vancouver's defender, she's going to have a little bit of time there as the Ravens were picking up the pass instead of trying to take the play, and now Vancouver carries it into the zone. They work their way to the middle and now get pushed to the outside by the Ravens. Now the Ravens with a little bit of room, they're going to work their way up ice, and Morin's coming in by herself. That's Sear. Now she dropped it for McDonald. McDonald with a shot, but that goes high out of play. I think off the crossbar of the goaltender. We have 5 minutes and 24 seconds, remaining in the period. Face off the left side of the goalie right in front of the camera here. Tran's going to take the face off. Puck is dropped. Tran wins that one cleanly. It goes to McDonald, who goes back to the blue line. It comes over to the near side. Shot towards the net. It trickles its way there, but now picked up by a Vancouver player. She's going to go off the back wall and over to the far side. before she chips it back to the middle. Back after it is McDonald. McDonald puts it back for her defender. That's Sear with it. Sear looking up ice for an outlet pass. That doesn't make it to Kay. And now the play goes back into the Raven zone, but picked up by Tran. Small Tran working her way up the ice. Tran works to the first player. Now the second player. She loses the handle. Picks it back up again. Backhands it towards the net. Good save made by the goaltender. We got to stop at your play with 4 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the period. Face out to the right side of the goalie. Miguel will take the face off. She's got Savannah and Basket with her. But drop one to Basket. Basket back to the blue line. From the blue line over to the near side for Sear. Sear tries to go across, and now that plays red. And now Sear has to get back. Sear with a good stick check there to slow down the advancing Vancouver player, and they put it back into the Vancouver zone. Vancouver being watched by Basket. They put it over to into the neutral zone. The Ravens dump it back in. Now they have to touch up. They're in after it as Vancouver picks it up behind their own net. Vancouver stops up looking for some protection, and now it's picked up by Basket. Basket looking for some help, though, as their puck gets pulled off her stick and over to the corner by Vancouver. Vancouver back to the blue line, but held there by the Ravens. Sear, it comes in for Cabana. Cabana tries to go back to the blue line for Sear. Sear with it on her stick. Sear gets to a shooting position. She puts it right on. Saved by the goaltender. Rebound picked up there by the Ravens. They put it towards the net, but unable to get much on the shot as they had lots of checks on their stick. And the goaltender makes an easy save to stop the play with 4:05 remaining in the second period. 2-1 is the score. The face-off to the right side of the Vancouver goaltender. Out to take the face-off is Hernandez. She's got Sear and Basket with her. The puck comes back out, but picked off there by the Vancouver team. Vancouver with some speed through the neutral zone. Now they try to cut towards the net. It goes in behind the Ravens net from behind the goal line. The Ravens are going to now get control of it. They try to put it up ice, and now they reverse it back, pardon me, as it goes over to the far side. Ravens Basket off the wall, and now the Ravens try to clear it out. Now they get back to them as it bounced off of a player. A great backhand play there. Now Macy's going to work her way to the outside. Macy's going to cut her way in behind the net. Now she stops up, and she's looking for a place to go with it. She puts it over to the far side and back out to the blue line. From the blue line, there's a shot. It hits a body, and now tipped just wide. Macy with it on her stick. She loses the handle. And now the puck comes back to her. She's going to get a stick on that again as the puck just finding Macy out there. It comes back to the net. Stick there by Sear. Sear puts it back in behind the net. It goes over to the far side as it stays down low. Hernandez with it on her stick. She tries to put it out front. It ends up on the stick of the Vancouver defender, who puts it on the wall. Who now reverses the play as she's trying to find some open ice. Macy watching that as it gets just by her, and now Vancouver with a little bit of room, they're going to carry it into the neutral zone. They get stopped up there by Sear, and Sear puts it back deep. Tran in after it. Tran gets a stick on that, loses their footing, but Vancouver's going to be the first one there. Kay turns that back over, and now Tran has it on her stick. Tran looking for a place to go with it. Tran back to the blue line. From the blue line, it's shot into the open wing. Now on Kay's stick. Kay tries to put it out front. That's stopped now off the back of the net. It's chipped over into the wall. Now picked up by David. David, she's going to try and chip it. That's off the body of one of the Vancouver players. David battles for it at the blue line. It comes back out. David turns and fires it back in as the Ravens touch up. 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the second period as the puck goes off the wall and onto the stick of the Ravens. The Ravens chip it back in, looking for McDonald, and now it gets all the way down ice, and I think we're going to have icing. They're saying no ice on the play. They thought it might have touched more, and she's not convinced, but the play continues. Ravens looking for a stretch pass as the Vancouver team was on a change, and now we have the puck in the neutral zone getting changing hands twice before Vancouver gets control of it briefly and puts it into the Ravens zone. Now we have a penalty coming up. It looks like it's going to be against the Richmond Ravens, and holding is the call. With 1:35 remaining in the period, working your way to the box is... Looks like it's David. Sorry, my apologies. I think it's Morin in the box. Oh, 5-on-4 for the next 1:35 to end the period. Miguel to take the face off. Puck is dropped. Face off won by Vancouver. They drive the net immediately. And now back to the blue line. From the blue line, it's put to the outside, deep in the zone. Behind the goal line, they're going to pick that up as they work it down low. Vancouver comes back to the point. From the point, now it's fed into the high slot. From the slot, it goes all the way through the house there. Nobody there, nobody home. So the Ravens are going to hold it on the wall on the far side. Now along the wall, back out to the point. From the point, a couple of moves there by the defender, and now she's going to put it out to the point our defensive partner. Puck comes to the side of the net. Now from behind the net, it goes out the other side. A battle ensues as the Ravens are trying to keep it in on the wall. And now it spurts its way out. A short side shot right on, saved by Babcock as she had the angle. She holds on to that one. We got 46.9 seconds remaining in the period, a minute 12 remaining in the penalty to Warren. Face off the left side of Babcock. Trying out to take the face off. Puck's dropped. Face off won by Vancouver. They take it back to the blue line. From the blue line, it goes D to D. And now they're going to feed it back to the middle, over to the far side, down low. Walking in from the far side, a shot right on, rebound, bounces around in there. Now cleared to the outside and out to the blue line, but the Ravens can't get it past. Now the Ravens, Tran gets it in her stick, or gets it in her feet. She gets it down in the zone. She's going to shoot it towards it. Save made by the goaltender. It goes out the far side as Vancouver picks it up with some speed. Tran makes sure she gets another stick on top of that one, and now tries to pick the puck out of the second player. Ravens doing a great job of keeping it in down low. Sear battling for it as her stick gets caught up in some players. Now Tran in helping out. A good battle with 1 second remaining in the period, and that's going to do it. The Ravens peel that one off towards the end of the period. They're going to go into the third period short person for 25 seconds. Shots on goal to this point are 19 for the Ravens, 17 for Vancouver. Welcome back as we get set to start the third period. 18 minutes is on the clock. 2-1 is the score for the Richmond Ravens. Babcock making their way to the net. Ravens down a player for the next 25 seconds. Comedy Sear. Tran and Sear are going to start this third period. Whistle goes, signaling that they're getting ready to start. Goaltenders are ready. Here we go. Puck is dropped. Face off won by Vancouver. They go back to the defenders and D to D, and now down the near side. That's chipped back to the defender who puts it back, gets past her as the Ravens put lots of pressure on. And now with 13 seconds remaining, Tran putting pressure on down low. Vancouver has it on their stick, and now they try to go up ice with it. That ends up getting into the Ravens zone on Amadei's stick. She puts it off with a linesman. And now the Ravens are 5-on-5. as the Vancouver unable to carry it in the zone. They lose a handle. That blue line will get you from time to time. Ravens clear it down ice. It goes funny hop off the wall and goes deep in the corner in the Vancouver zone. And now from the Vancouver zone, they're going to go reverse as they take it up ice on the far side, working their way into the neutral zone. From the neutral zone, a cross-seam pass into the feet of their own player. And now with some speed, the Ravens are going to take it back the other way. Ravens unable to handle it cleanly as the pass come out to the wall, and it was just in front of the player. I think that was Macy unable to grab that. Play continues as the Ravens have it behind the net. Now from behind the net, they try to work it down low. Now centered, but onto the stick of I think that's Morin. She shoots it towards the net. It bounces in. Somehow goes off of a couple of players. The Ravens take advantage of that. So on Morin, I think it went to the right wing there, and I might have went off of Sear, and from Sear over to the captain, McDonald, who put it in the back of the net. Ravens ahead, 3-1. 16:42 remains in the third period. Miguel, let's take the face off. He's got Cabana and Basquet with her. Puck comes over to David as the Ravens win that one. David likes to carry it in the zone. She's going to fire it towards the net. The goaltender plays it to the wall. Ravens are the first ones there. Cabana with some speed. She cuts around behind the net, tries to put a wraparound on the play. Play continues over in the corner as the Ravens are going to chip it back down low. Now reversing on the play, Vancouver trying to find some open ice. They chip the puck back the other way, but the first one there is a Richmond Raven. That's Miguel putting it for Basquet. Basquet from behind the net. He tries to put it over to the near side, looking back for Miguel. Now on to Basquet. She shoots it, saved by the goaltender, and it goes over to the near side. From the near side, it comes back out to the blue line where the Ravens put it back deep. Now on the stick of the Vancouver, they're going to come out. Vancouver one-on-one as they shoot it towards the net. Babcock left back goes. It goes wide. David with it on her stick. David over for Basquet. Basquet now with some pressure. She goes across ice with a saucer pass. That ends up on the stick of Cabana, but just in front of her. And now off to the races is Basquet. Basquet works her way in. A shot towards the net as she's looking for a change. It's off the blocker of the goaltender, and now Vancouver is going to chip it forward. Ravens read that play, and now it's on the stick of Tran. Tran with a quick spin move or stop-up move there, but Vancouver reads that. They put it back into the Ravens zone. Holiday after it as she has some pressure on her. She's going to chip that forward looking for McDonald. McDonald passes it forward for Tran. Tran, it's stopped at the other side of the blue line in the neutral zone, so Vancouver has to catch up. Now the play into the feet of the players in front of the Ravens bench. It comes back out and over to the near side. Now a centering attempt off the stick of Amadei. Amadei doing a good job keeping it the outside. Amadei decides to go for a skate as she carries it up ice. Amadei with a good chip pass. She got across the blue line, and now the Ravens in after it. The penalty coming up, it's going to be against the Vancouver Angels as McDonald gets buried from behind about 4.5 feet off the glass. 14:43 remains in the third period. Ravens now go to the power play. Power play unit looks like it's Macy, Miguel, Hernandez, Sear, David. Puck is one. Ravens take it right to the net. Backhand, right on, saved by the goaltender. She's going to hold on to that one with 4 seconds ticked off the clock. We have 1:56 remaining in the power play for the Richmond Ravens. 14:38 remains in the period. 3-1 is the score. Face-off over to the right side of the goaltender. Miguel to take the face-off. Face-off won by Miguel, but ends up on the stick of Vancouver. They're going to clear it to the blue line, but held by Macy. Macy trying to carry it forward. She gets angled out to the wall, but the play gets down low and now on the stick of the Ravens. Miguel with it. She's looking for a place to go with it as the Ravens start to set up. Now back to Miguel. Walking in with it. She loses the handle. Now back to the blue line for Macy. Macy with a slap shot. It bounces around. Goes into the back of the net as the Ravens capitalize on the knuckle puck. Looks like Miguel got a tip and put it in the net on the rolling puck as Macy put the puck on end and put it towards the net. 4-1 is the score with 14 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the third period. The Ravens capitalize on that power play. Tran out to take the face off. She's got Kay on her left side and McDonald on her right side. McDonald clears it in on the face-off win, and the Ravens give chase from behind the net. Vancouver gets control of it. They're going to put it up the wall, and now they look to clear it down ice. It takes a funny hop. He comes out to the neutral zone, and now the Ravens have to be quick. Sear back with it, and she's going to carry it out of harm's way behind the net. Sear losing the handle on up. It's back to her. She goes up the wall looking for Kay. Kay chips it to the middle, and now Tran has it. Tran for McDonald. McDonald cuts to the middle. That ends up getting in some feet. Now Tran battling for it. Play comes back into the Raven zone onto Sear's stick. Sear over to the near side looking for Sear. Now chipped off the wall. The two sisters working together on defense now. Vancouver with it. Vancouver comes across the blue line. Now it's attempted shot towards the net off of Sear's stick, and now Sear working behind the net. Play gets turned back, and now Sear gets some help from Tran, and now over the near side for Kay. Kay fans on her pass attempt. Play comes back to the blue line, and now Sear goes across ice looking for McDonald. McDonald looking up ice. McDonald ups to carry it. Now she loses the handle on it briefly, gets it back, but now a play turns over as the Vancouver comes in with speed. Vancouver out to the outside, and now through the first player, through the second player. Her backhand goes high in the air from the slot, bounces around, now gets cleared to the outside. McDonald has enough of that. She's going to fire it down the ice, and we're going to get icing on the play. The Ravens get the opportunity to change their players, and we're going to have a face-off deep in the Raven zone. Face-off is going to be the right side of Babcock. Out to take the face-off is Miguel. Face-off won by Vancouver. Back to the point. From the point, they pass it over to the far side. From the far side into the slot. It goes through some feet and over to the near side. Basquette puts a stick on it. Now she gets some help from David. David and Basquette go to work, and they come out with it. Pass out front in the middle, and now away to the races is Cabana. Cabana cuts to the middle, and now she cuts to the outside, back to the middle, and with a couple of moves, shoots that on net. It's going to end up staying out of the net. I think the goaltender made the save. A good effort there by Cabana to make sure she drove the net and put the puck on, made the goaltender make the save. 12:26 remains in the third period. 4-1 is the score in favor of the Richmond Ravens. Miguel remains on to take the face-off. Face-off won by Miguel. Now it's dropped back to the blue line for David. David puts it in towards the net. It's well wide. Now shot towards the side of the net. It goes into the corner, and the Ravens are going to hold on to it down low. Vancouver gets control of it now, and now they're going to skate it up ice. They make their way into the neutral zone and now try to chip it around the Ravens defender. Some help there from another Vancouver player as they carry it to the corner in the near side. Lauren and Miguel working with Basquette. Miguel comes out with it. Miguel skates it up ice. Now she fires it off the wall and goes to the take it deep as the Ravens start their change. Play coming up the near side as the Vancouver team has it. They cut to the middle, and then from the middle work their way to the outside. From the outside, gets stopped up by Amadei before they can get the shot off. And now that's Cabana is going to carry it. Cabana, one more player to deal with. She gets stopped up right in front of the bench. Now the Ravens have it. That's Macy with it. She tries to take a shot that goes high in the air, and now over to the side of the net. Ravens have it. Now from behind the net. Back to the blue line for the Ravens. Nishi, she puts it in. Goes out the far side, and now past Amadei, and we have a bit of a potential breakaway here. The girl picks it up and now shoots it short side. Babcock makes the save as it goes out into the corner. Babcock finds her net again as the Ravens get control of it. Hernandez has it on her stick. Hernandez to the outside. She chips it forward. The play goes out. The puck goes out of play. 10:53 remains in the third period. Ravens ahead 4-1. Hernandez out there to take the face-off. The puck. Face-off will come just outside the Vancouver zone. Puck is dropped. Face-off one. It goes over to the Ravens defender and now over to the near side for Macy. Macy with a couple of moves. Now she loses the handle on it. But picked up there by Hernandez. Hernandez puts it to the defender. Sear for Macy. Macy with a shot She doesn't get all of that one, and it gets to the net, but stopped by the goaltender. Now it gets past Macy and onto the stick of Vancouver. Vancouver's going to get it out to the blue line, held in though by the Ravens. Now the Ravens, that's Hernandez, works her way in behind the net from behind the goal line. She's had a hard time getting on her feet as she has a lot of pressure on her from Vancouver. Now the Vancouver carry it out. The Angels into the neutral zone with some speed. Angels to the outside. Now shoot a shot towards the net. Babcock's going to grab that and hold on to it with 10 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the period. 4-1 is the score. The faceoff is going to be over to the near side here on the left side of Babcock. I'll take the faceoff. It looks like we're going to have Tran. Puck is dropped. Tran wins that one back. Sear puts it in behind the net looking for McDonald on the far side. McDonald has to be quick because she puts it down ice. It looks like no ice on the play as it hit one of the players. And when the play continues, the first one there is Tran. Tran with it on her stick. And she's going to eat it in the corner. She has lots of pressure on her, and now it finally comes back out. It's on the stick of Tran, back to the blue line. The Ravens put it back down low. Now on the stick of the Vancouver team, Tran does a good job of stripping them of the puck. Play comes off the wall, back to the blue line, now into the neutral zone and down into the Ravens zone. Sear with it on her stick. Sear's going to go look for McDonald on the far side. Now McDonald out to the middle, and now over for Kay. Kay with a shot on net. That's saved by the goaltender. And now over to the far side for the Ravens. Ravens are going to pick it up, and now they come over to the near side. That's chipped across. And now the Ravens with a quick stick there are going to come over the near side. And they try a toe drag move on the goaltender, but she lost the handle on it. Lots of snow right in front of the net there. It's hard to deal with that toe drag and now it's snow. So we get a stoppage in play as the goaltender dives on top of that one. We have 9:05 remaining in the third period. Ravens ahead 4-1. Much is drop. Face off won by Vancouver. They're going to carry it out to at least the neutral zone. Ravens get a stick on that one. They're going to put it back in the zone, and now on the stick of Miguel. Miguel with it. She's going to try and cut to the net. She loses the handle, and now her footing as Vancouver takes over. Vancouver with some speed. They cut to the middle. Now over for Moore, and Moore makes a good play to get it out of harm's way and back into the neutral zone. Cabana takes it a little deeper and now gets turned over. David with it on her stick. David with some patience now. She's going to make it across center ice and fire it deep as the play goes in behind the net. Vancouver tries to reverse it, looking for some open ice, and end up putting it right on the stick of the Ravens. The Ravens with a shot from the point. That was a roller on them again, but this time it doesn't bounce its way to the net. It goes over to the far side. Vancouver gets a stick on that one, and now they're trying to find some open ice to find their way up into the neutral zone. The Ravens step on that one and make sure they get it back into the zone. Ravens. Play comes into the Ravens zone and onto the David stick. David looks for Moore and on the far side. Sorry, with Cabana on the far side. Cabana with some open ice as she works her way through. Cabana now a shot just down low, far pad, and it goes out. Into the corner on the near side. Ravens complete a change there. And the Vancouver team, Ravens have it. They work their way to the middle before they lose a handle on it. Now Vancouver out with it. Vancouver working their way into the Ravens zone. It goes off the end wall, and Nishi's going to pick it up. She's got some time, though, as Vancouver was on a change. Nishi's going to retreat back in behind her own net. Now Nishi up the wall. Play read by Vancouver, so they put some pressure on the Ravens. Now behind the net, Amadei has it. Amadei looking with her head up and passing the attempt. Now he at least gets it out of the zone, and Vancouver goes D to D as they have to touch up again. On the stick of the Ravens, they get it back onto their stick. That's Macy with it. Macy fights off a couple of stick checks to get it to the far side for Sear. Sear with it on her stick. She's going to fire it in deep. Play goes around to the near side from the far side as it rims around the goal line there. Now the Ravens pick it up, and Ravens from a sharp angle with a shot. That's saved by the goaltender and comes back out to the near side. The Vancouver team is going to try and reverse it back the other way, looking for some open ice. Jumping up on the play is the defender for the Ravens. Now Ravens with it. Ravens from behind the net. They try a wrap around, saved by the goaltender. Now the puck comes out to the wall on the near side. Ravens put it back down low. Now back into the slot. It bounces around in there and gets pitchforked out. Now we have a foot race for it. First one there, though, is Nishi, and Nishi makes no mistake to get it up ice and out of harm's way. Nishi loses the handle on it. Now we have a penalty coming up. It's going to be called against the Richmond Ravens. I think it's Macy who's going to get called. It's going to be a cross check, which is extremely questionable, as Macy, I think, was just standing there and the girl ran into her. But it's my opinion, not the rest, and I didn't see what he saw. Now, having said that, he's wearing glasses and I'm not, so maybe he needs to get them clean. Face-off is going to be in the Richmond Ravens zone. Yeah, have a good look at those glasses. How clean are they? I think he might have some water on them. At any rate, the face-off is out to the right side. Babcock picked up there. Morin's going to try and eat in the corner. Now walking out from the corner. A shot right on, saved by Babcock. And now the play continues as the puck bounces out to the point. Vancouver works their way in. And now sharp angle. They try to come back to the net. And now a big save by Babcock as it comes across the net. Play continues as Vancouver is trying to get it towards the net. The Ravens keep it to the outside. Puck gets cleared by the Ravens, or by Vancouver out of their own Ravens zone, and now Ravens have it. Ravens with it. They try to cut towards the net, lose a handle on that one, and now they're just going to carry it down low. Play continues as the Vancouver team gets control of it briefly. And now a couple of passes around before it goes Vancouver, they lose a handle on it again. Now, I believe that would be a hold time to time as Tran was unable to advance the puck because the stick was hung up in one of the Vancouver players. But Ravens get it deep, nonetheless. With 54 seconds remaining in the power play for the Vancouver Angels. The Ravens are going to put a puck right on net as a play stays deep in Vancouver zone. The Ravens complete their change of the penalty killing unit. Vancouver carries it in. Now they dump it deep and give chase. Morin in after it as they're going to put pressure on the power play unit. Now it comes out from the near side. From the near side, a shot blocked there by Hernandez. Now to the blue line, held in by Vancouver. That pass to the middle, it gets off of a foot, and now it stays to the outside. Morin tries to eat it in the corner. Morin is battling for it. He's going to need some help there. Now the play goes back out to the point. From the point, a shot hits a body as Sear blocks that one. Play over to the wall. It bounces around there a couple of times, and now Hernandez looking for some help as the Ravens, Macy, makes their way back on the ice again. Penalty killed by the Richmond Ravens, and now David has it on her stick. David looking forward for Hernandez. Hernandez backhands it deep, and now the Ravens get the change with 3:48 remaining in the period. A battle deep behind the Vancouver net as the Ravens putting pressure on the far end of the ice. Play turns back the other way, and now along the wall, Vancouver picks it up, and with some speed, they carry it up ice. Vancouver working their way towards the net, and now a shot towards the net. Babcock just tips that over into the corner on the near side as the play continues. Now picked up there by Miguel. Miguel across ice for Cabana. Cabana with a couple of moves. She cuts her way to the middle, and now a shot. It goes just wide of the net. Cabana battling for it in the corner, deep in the Vancouver zone. Now Miguel back around as it comes over to the wall. Held in, back for Cabana. Cabana with a quick move there, carries it off the wall, and now she takes it to the front of the net. Play comes right out front, shot from point blank, goes just wide of the net as Miguel was in a great spot there. And now jumping up on the play, the Ravens put some pressure on. As it comes back to the blue line, Ravens shoot it towards the net, picked up there by the Angels, and they clear it out to the neutral zone. Sear has it on her stick. She understands that there's a change going on for the Ravens, and she slows the play down a little bit. Ravens put it back in. It goes towards the net. Now cleared to the outside by the Angels. 2:26 remains in the clock in this third period. Now put back behind the net. Ravens were right there. Short side shot. There was room there, but it was rolling. Now the puck comes back out on a Ravens stick. Ravens from behind the net put it over to the near side, and now Vancouver has it. Vancouver tries to carry it up, and there's going to be some help there on the back check from Tran to turn the puck back the other way. Play continues in front of the players' benches, just in front of the Vancouver bench. Now comes out the wall on the near side onto the Sears stick. Sear looking for her sister. And now back for her sister again. And over for McDonald with the one-touch pass. She tries to backhand it forward for Kay. That gets deep in the zone. And now Vancouver has it. Vancouver goes D to D. And now a chip pass into the neutral zone. And we have a 3-on-2 going the other way. Vancouver to the outside. Now they lose a handle on his. Kay has it on her stick. Kay puts it over for Tran. Tran with some speed. She's going to cut out one-on-one. Now Tran trying to drive the net. She gets taken down. The play continues as the puck goes in behind the net and over to the far side. From the far side, Sear steps up. She's going to get control of it. Back down for Tran. Tran looking to go backhand for Sear. That hits a body. Now a shot right on, saved by the goaltenders. Kay tries to put a puck on net. Puck comes back to the blue line. Ravens get control of it. They take a shot. That's a stop by the defender for Vancouver. Now they're going to carry it up. 53 seconds remains in the game as the puck gets chipped into the Ravens zone. And now Vancouver tries to shoot it towards the net. It comes out the near side onto their stick, a Vancouver stick. And now they're passed back out to the point. From the point, it's shot towards the net. Hernandez blocks it. Now she's going to carry it up ice. Hernandez looking to go to the outside. Hernandez with a stick check against her. She carries it down low with 31 seconds remaining. Hernandez tries to pass it out front and picked up by one of the Ravens. Now the shot right on, saved by the goaltender, and it stays out. No, they're saying it's in as the Ravens put another one in with 22.4 seconds remaining in the period. The Ravens now ahead 5-1. Looks like Macy might have scored that one. 22.4 seconds remains in the game. Miguel takes a face off. 1-0 by Vancouver. It comes back in behind Babcock's net. David with it on his stick. David puts it over to the near side. That gets off of one of the Vancouver players. And on the Basquet's stick. Ravens on back to Basquet. Basquet's going to carry it out to the neutral zone. Now onto the Vancouver stick. Vancouver looks to get to a shot shooting position. And now Miguel puts it over out of harm's way. And that's going to do it to the game. The Ravens come out of this 5-1. Victorious. Shots on goal, 35-23 in favor of the Richmond Ravens. Join us tomorrow morning, 11:30, I think. Maybe it's 11:45. But look to our YouTube channel and be ready for the game where the Ravens will be taking on, I think it's Surrey. We'll see you then.